Hello, hello, hello. As we launch Empowered Womanhood, which is my very latest brand for women, professional women, to help you defeat and prevent burnout and create a stress-free life and your optimum life, the life that you can be proud of. Don't work so hard to build this life and not enjoy the life you worked so hard to build. Now, how to free yourself from unrealistic expectations is what I'm going to be talking about today. But before I go into that, I'm going to say a little bit about Empowered Womanhood. It's going to start with a community, a membership, and goes all the way up to private coaching, online events, live events, etc. Live events, of course, as this pandemic starts to wind down, hopefully. So today, I'm going to talk to women about how to free yourself from unrealistic expectations. How do you free yourself from unrealistic expectations? Now, the thing is that there's so many unrealistic expectations out there. Either expectations placed on us from the external, other people, society, our jobs, our spouses, our children, right? To expectations that we place upon ourselves, right? We've decided that this is the way something should be, and except under extreme circumstances, we stick to that. And it's an unrealistic expectation. And these things do us more harm than good. So how do we free ourselves from unrealistic expectations? And I'm going to tell you 3 keys to freeing yourself from unrealistic expectations. The first key is to interrogate the expectation. Interrogate the expectation. You know how when you watch shows, obviously I've never been a cop, so I don't know whether that's how it goes on really, but when you watch shows where they arrest somebody, they call the person a suspect, and then they take him to the station, and then they interrogate the suspect, and when they're satisfied with whether the person did the crime or not, then they will, if the person didn't do the crime, they will let the person go. If they think the person did the crime, they will lock the person up. Interrogate the expectation. Sometimes you have to sit down and ask yourself, where is this coming from? Why am I doing it? How did I get here? Why is this going on? Ask yourself these questions about the things that I expected of you, and come to your own conclusion about whether something is unrealistic or realistic. For example, if you have a newborn, it's realistic to expect that you will have to feed said newborn, right? Some expectations are realistic, while some are not. Okay? Now, ask yourself why you are doing something. Ask yourself who expects you to do something. Ask yourself, why is there an expectation upon you to do something or be something or have something? Unrealistic expectations. I remember seeing a Facebook post, and this is from actually a young man who at the ripe old age of 24 was complaining about how he felt that by now he should have his life all together. I was like, did I just drop into a parallel universe where at 24 you have all your life together? Even if at 24 you're a millionaire, you may not have the necessary skills, some things that come with age, to keep those millions. And even if you do, there are things at 24 that you don't know. So who at 24 has their life together? I think I replied that, well, I'm 44, 20 years older than you, and I don't have my life together, so I don't know what you want me to say. Unrealistic expectations. Where did that expectation come from? That, oh, I'm 24 and I just graduated college or whatever, and I should have my life all together. Interrogate your expectations. Ask yourself, why is it expected of me to do this, be this, have this, etc.? Interrogate and decide whether it's a suspect or it's free to go. Number 2, make peace with imperfection. Here's a little story. Steve Jobs. In whatever year it was that the iPhone 3 came out, I got an iPhone 3. Now, the iPhone 3 to me was a marvel of modern technology. The buttons weren't buttons. They were like a picture on a screen you could just press. It's like, amazing, wonderful. This little rectangle, and you could do everything with it. Internet, you could call, you could text. And it wasn't like before I had the iPhone 3, I had a Motorola Razr. And you had to, press the same button many times if you wanted to text the same thing. Now, all of a sudden, I have a phone with a QWERTY keyboard. Oh my goodness, this was amazing. But what came after that? iPhone 4, 5C, 6, 7, I think, 8, 10. I don't think there was a 9, there was a 10. Right now, I have an iPhone 12. Do you get the point I'm trying to make? Make peace with imperfection. If Mr. Jobs had not released that iPhone 3, there wouldn't be an iPhone 12 today. If he was waiting, I need to make this thing perfect, right? The man would have probably gone to the great beyond without even having released any phone because he was waiting for it to be perfect. Make peace with imperfection. This is how you free yourself from unrealistic expectations. You make peace with the fact that life is imperfect. So many women have this habit of comparing ourselves to this fictitious perfect woman. This woman never has a hair out of place. Her hair is always tidy. Her house is always tidy. Her children are well behaved. Her husband is tall, dark, handsome, and rich. She makes a high salary from her high paying job, as does her husband. And she comes home and she takes care of everything effortlessly. She doesn't have a maid or a nanny. What's that? She does everything by herself. She puts dinner on the table every day. She eats 5 servings of vegetables every day. She goes to the gym all the time. She's skinny and she's always wearing jogging with matching track suits. She's always smiling. She never has a mood out of place. Her moods are just like her hair, perfect and flawless. She's in her children's PTA meetings all the time. She's active in the school board. She's active in committees at work. She's a volunteer. She doesn't exist. The perfect woman does not exist, and you will be able to free yourself from unrealistic expectations the minute you stop comparing yourself with that fictitious perfect woman that doesn't exist. How do I know she doesn't exist? Because I've asked. Okay? Whenever people bring up that, well, this is how it usually goes in like a coaching session or maybe a discovery call. Well, I feel like I'm struggling. I'm trying to get my life together and everyone seems to have their life in order. Really? So then I ask the next question. Who is this person you're speaking about? And I don't know, I've been coaching for 6 years and not one person can ever give me a name, a face, a picture, an address, a phone number, an email address of this perfect woman. Stop selling yourself short by comparing yourself to ideals that don't even exist except on sitcoms. Free yourself from unrealistic expectations by making peace with imperfection. Life is uncertain and imperfect and messy, but guess what? You get to do life gloriously anyway. So embrace life and take it as it comes. Instead of trying to find ways how you can be this perfect person this perfect person on this pedestal that the only place that person lives is in your head. Because I've met a lot of women and that perfect woman just doesn't exist. In fact, deeper conversation, I made a comment like this. I think I made a Facebook post or something, and you can follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/Shola You can follow me on Facebook. I made a post about this on Facebook, and somebody actually said, oh, that you're about as close to the perfect woman as it gets. And I'm like, absolutely not. I said, I think I wrote, she said, oh, you go to the gym, your kids are great, blah, 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 blah. So you see, already somebody's looking into my life and thinking I'm the perfect woman. I quickly disabused her mind of that notion. I said, I have not been to a gym since 2017. No, I don't recommend that. It doesn't mean I don't exercise. I do. I said my kids are wild and screamy. I fight with my mother. What else? I think I said my desk is untidy, etc. I'm not the perfect woman. She doesn't exist. The minute you take that burden off your back and lay it down, the perfect woman does not exist. Then you can truly start to make peace with imperfection and your life as beautiful as it is. Now, that doesn't mean you don't improve. Remember what I said about the iPhone 3. We're not using an iPhone 3 now, but they've kept on improving and improving and improving and improving until now we have the iPhone, I think it's the XR or something. Look, I can't even keep up with all the iPhones they are. They didn't stay at the iPhone 3. But guess what? They didn't wait until they got the iPhone 12 before they ever launched an iPhone. The point I'm making, make peace with imperfection, because imperfection is just baked into the human experience. Number 3, choose excellence over the illusion of the aforementioned perfection. So, choose excellence. You can always choose excellence. Now, what is excellence? I'm glad you asked. I didn't get this definition from the dictionary. I like to just redefine words the way I want to. Whatever. It's just fun for me. Excellence is doing the best you can with the resources that are available to you. And that's really all anyone can ask of you. If your time resources, your energy resources, your financial resources, these are the resources available to you, you do the best you can with what you have. Now, it doesn't mean you don't strive for more, but then you get to that next level and you do the best you can with what you have at that next level, and the best you can at the next level and the next level and the next level. When you choose excellence over perfection, you get to free yourself from unrealistic expectations, both internal and external. So, to recap, how do you free yourself from unrealistic expectations? 1, interrogate the expectation like a suspect. 2, make peace with imperfection. 3, choose excellence over the illusion of perfection. So, Empowered Womanhood, January 4th, 2022 is the launch date. Click the link, check us out. We have memberships at different levels, and if you join now, you will get your first month is 50% off if you join now. And by now I mean now. Of course, we're going to be open all the time. We're always going to be welcoming people, but you join now, you get to experience 50% off for the first month. So Empowered Womanhood, it's a hub for women. It's a community for women. It's a place where we can all empower each other. Like I said in my last video, we grow in community. Women are built for collaboration, and this is part of my outreach to help empower women just like you, just like me, to create your optimum life. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.